Sup, fellas, a Knight of the Seven Kingdoms here. Let's get right into some Pokemon leaks and rumors. Starting things off with this right here. Now, yesterday was the, forget what it's called, the Super Bowl, right? So that was happening yesterday, and Nintendo / Game Freak / Pokemon Company / Pokemon as a whole, they actually had a giant promotion during that event or whatever. We can actually go to their website here, where they do this like 30th anniversary celebration thingamajig, whatever you want to call it, right? It's like a website with a bunch of stuff to essentially celebrate the 30th anniversary, right? Pretty self-explanatory, but why do we need to look at this? Well, because they announced a few things that I guess are the start of the 30th anniversary, which is, yeah, basically this year, right? We're celebrating 30 years. Now, they had this video with a bunch of famous people, which I couldn't give less shits. I don't care about any of these people. I don't care what their favorite Pokemon is. Why is Lamine Yamal in here? I do watch football, by the way. European football. Either way, create your Pokemon the 30th snapshot, and basically it's just a promo that you can go into Pokemon Go. I do like this website though, where every time you click, little emojis pop up. But yeah, basically you just go into Pokemon Go, tell it what your favorite Pokemon is or something like that, and then you get to choose over 1,000 different Pokemon stickers, something along the lines of that. To be honest, the entire thing is just a giant promo, essentially, and for whatever reason, everybody here, besides Lamine Yamal, I don't know what the chances are that he would choose Zygarde of all Pokemon, but he did, and then everybody else just chose a Kanto Pokemon. But yeah, basically that's the promotion, but alongside it, they also do this new event called Day Out and Night Out, which some people thought at first, like, is this going to be the names of the next games? No. Maybe it could be a good indicator of maybe what the colors of the next game would look like, because I'd like this color scheme, but no, probably not. This is just supposed to be some sort of event, I think, taking place in Pokemon Go, or like a real life event. They say throughout the year, fans will be able to come together in real life during Pokemon Day Out and Night Out experiences, specially designed to give fans of all ages the ability to connect with fellow trainers in interactive and immersive ways. Day Out events will feature family-friendly activities and programming, while Night Out events will have fun surprises in store for longtime fans who grew up with Pokemon, aka that's for the adults. More details on Pokemon Day Out and Night Out will be announced in the future. Pokemon's 30th celebration has just begun. Stay tuned to see what else is in store throughout 2026. Yes, it's supposed to be, they actually, I think they said specifically, like, it's supposed to be a celebration for throughout the entire year, so they're going to be doing shit all year, which usually means nothing major in, like, the grand scheme of things, if you're expecting, like, massive info or anything, but we do always have the lovely people on 4chan, and of course, our fellow leakers who might actually have some information. So let's start with the first one, which is, sup fellas, I may or may not have myself some information about the next Pokemon movie. So this person basically just made a post saying the following. I'm just going to see if we can, like, line it up here. So basically saying, Illumination to announce the Pokemon the movie. Illumination, which you guys do not know, those are the people who make, like, the Minions and, you know, like, we will take the moon and all that kind of shit. They make those, Despicable Me and all those, right? Apparently them and Pokemon Company are expected to announce an animated Pokemon movie with a planned 2028 release date. Doesn't shock me if that happens, by the way. If that actually happens, very reasonable, very likely, just saying. Okay, very, very possible. They also say here, they're going to be announcing an animated Pokemon movie for 2028, either this Sunday or on the 27th, according to what I've been told. So they didn't happen on this Sunday, which I guess they're talking about the Super Bowl, right? Which I think they spent like $15 million on that ad, which is insane, by the way, for like a 1-minute ad or something. According to what I've been told, the film, much like Mario movies, will blend elements from different Pokemon games with an original story aimed at general audiences, which that would actually make more sense, because the Detective Pikachu movie was kind of not a letdown, but in terms of money earnings, it was a letdown. Like, how much money earnings? In terms of revenue, sorry. I'm speaking like a 2-year-old. In terms of revenue, right? In terms of revenue, it didn't really make a lot. Like, it did pretty bog standard average. Like, it broke even. It made a profit, but the profit margin on it was so minuscule as opposed to some of the other products that have come out from Nintendo, for example. And you'd think that the Pokemon name would carry more weight. But I think, like, you know, the fact that it wasn't really connected to any of the games, didn't really have much of a connection to really anything. The Pokemon looked, for the lack of a better term, kind of creepy at times, like genuinely kind of creepy. I think that sort of pushed a lot of people away from it potentially. And also they didn't really do that much promo in comparison to like how much, you know, other studios do for like specifically movies and all that. So I'm very curious to see what they could do when it's just fully animated. Still, it's going to be 3D, which is a bit sad because I do prefer the Pokemon anime movies. I've always thought those were better, but You know, what can you do, man? They want to appeal to the, you know, to the I guess the Western, like, you know, like younger audience, like children that are really into like things like Despicable Me and that kind of stuff, because that seems like it sells. It sells. It just does well. What can you say? It's people enjoy it, so they're going to do what they can to make sure to get their hands on it. But yeah, we're already taking a look at day and night, right? I already spoke about that. Now, there is also this image which just popped up, specifically showing... Let's zoom out real quick here. Specifically seemingly showing what the map is going to look like for... I don't know if this is the actual map or if this is sort of them piecing pieces together of what the map for Legends... for Gen 10 is going to look like. So yes, if you're wondering about Gaia Generation 10, what the map would look like, this practically pretty much summarizes it, right? It's sort of what it could look like. And this is all... I don't know if this is an image that's like actually a complete one, or if this is just using a mixture of like... how would I put it? Like a mixed bag of like things like, just using meshes and kind of placing things where you think they might be. I don't know if this is an actual it's a confirmed image, but I don't know if it's a confirmed image of like what they're actually going to look like, right? We know that these places are going to be something like this because we have seen the actual islands and stuff, their models and all that. So we do know that. Which is, again, like, it adds a whole, like, twist to this whole, like, you know, mystery about it. But that's one of the things. The other thing, though, was we saw Central tweeting out something, which was, I guess, is this, like, Assemble? Is this Assembly? I'm going to refresh this again real quick. So he says Assembly, and then, or Assemble, maybe, PPSO, PLN, and FA. And then he also says here, leak confirmed, and then I don't know what the last word is. Leak confirmed, unfortunately. I'm a bit lost on what he was implying here, to be honest with you. I really just didn't know what that was about. I was a bit confused. But I will move on from that one because I don't think that one really holds much value anymore because that was an old post. It could be related to, maybe related to like the Nintendo Direct that happened. Could be related to that, but I don't know. Then we also do have this, though, which is... now, this is one user on Twitter who has been kind of posting a lot of stuff that seems to be hinting at what's going to happen. And, well, guess what? He actually came out and replied to our boy Soul Silver with this this tweet right here, right? And then at the bottom he says, !/02. Maybe implying that we could be seeing at some point, now... the actual reveal of Garchomp Z, Mega Garchomp Z, which if you guys do not know, yes, there is a Mega Garchomp Z that is in the game files, but hasn't been released in Legends ZA yet. So people are just waiting for it, and I'm pretty sure, I guess Rico here is trying to imply that, hey, fellas, it's happening, okay? You're going to get it. You're going to get it very soon. So I'm assuming that's what he's implying here, but that's not all. He also tweeted this, Feather, Fur, Scales, which, I'm assuming this would be the starters, right? So Feather, Fur, and Scales. Now, Scales may be some form of reptile. So we might be getting another reptile Pokemon. But also, I'm assuming the order here is Grass, Fire, Water, right? So Scales would be the water type. Feathers would mean some form of maybe potentially a bird being the starter Pokemon for the grass typing. And then Fur could be really anything. Could be a bear, could be... I don't know, anything, literally, anything that has fur. Could be literally whatever, like literally a plethora of animals, right? So many. Scales could also be a fish, technically speaking, because they can also be scaly, flaky, whatever. Could be a reptile of some sort. Could be a snake, because that's a bit scaly, I guess. I don't think they do another... Especially because that I'm assuming based on the order of these things, the way they're ordered here, the way he's posted them, that's supposed to be the water type, at least as far as I can tell. I mean, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm yapping. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. That's just where I'm at with all that. I don't really know what else I could really add in regards to that because honestly, it could be anything. Like genuinely, honestly, it could literally be anything. But yeah, I'd love to know your thoughts and opinions. What would you think the animals would be for this? Like, actually think about what we have in front of us, right? We have Feather. What could that mean? I'm guessing some kind of bird. Again, I could be completely wrong, but I'm thinking that would be some kind of bird. Just would make the most sense, wouldn't it? The other thing, of course, is Fur. Again, could be anything, but I want to see what you guys actually think. Like, what are your thoughts and opinions? Because that, again, could be literally anything. And Scales, same thing there. I would personally hope if it's some kind of snake. I'd love another snake. We did have, whatchamacallit? Oh, God, I forget the name of them right now. Snivy. We had Snivy in the past. So I wouldn't mind something like a water type that's some form of snake. I think that would be pretty cool. I've actually seen a snake, like, literally swimming on top of water. It's kind of weird. It's really odd. But, again, like I said, it would just be interesting to see. Like, I am very much curious to see how that would turn out. But we do also have to talk a little bit about something, which I've seen this kind of pop out. This is sort of a... I don't know if I want to call it drama thing, but it is kind of a drama thing, which is specifically about the the actual thing they did, right? This promotion, this announcement or whatever. So a lot of people have been saying like, and I will kind of include on that, which is that they spent $15 million potentially, right? Potentially, because that's how much it usually costs, give or take, I think is what people said. And again, don't quote me on this because I'm not giving 100% accurate information in regards to the actual price because I don't know the price. But the fact that they paid for this advertisement and then paid a bunch of famous people, and we're not talking like who, like any kind of famous, like a lot of really famous people, Lady Gaga, Lamine Yamal, like these are famous people, right? Like they're not going to do it for free. So they paid a bunch of them to show up on camera for a little bit and say what their favorite Pokemon is. And that's not free, okay? That costs money, which is funny because we actually know the cost of making a Pokemon game. We know how much ZA cost, which was around, like, if I'm not mistaken, $13 to $16 million was what it cost to make. They pretty much could have essentially spent more or less at this point, based on what we know. Again, essentially the same amount of money on this one ad, which I think is kind of stupid, okay? I think this ad is pointless. That's just me. I mean, I get it to maybe some people who maybe totally forgot Pokemon was a thing. Maybe this will be like, oh shit, dude, Pokemon's back. But realistically, I think what matters more is make a good product. Make good products and people will come, right? If you make it, they will show up. And that's, I think, what matters more than just spending millions of dollars on just famous people. Like, they keep doing this. They've done this a lot in recent years, I've noticed. I don't know if you guys have paid attention to it, but I want to say since like Sword and Shield, right? Since Sword and Shield, there's been this persistent thing with the Pokemon Company where they just keep shoehorning in famous people into promotions, and I don't care for it. I don't care, because those people are not the people that, you know, we care to see. You know what? I'm more excited genuinely seeing Ishihara or Masuda or someone show up, or one of the developers show up and them talk about how much love they have for the franchise or something, you know, or like show just actual fans that just love this franchise. You know what I mean? I'd rather see those people than just a bunch of famous people that are just told, hey, just say this. And okay, cool. Yeah, I can show up on camera and say that. It's just, I don't know. It just seems a little pointless, a waste of money. If they wanted to do a promotion, I feel like it would have been the perfect time to do a promo for, like, you know, the Presents or, you know, the 30th anniversary as a whole, and be like, yeah, it's a 30th anniversary, go play Pokemon Go, and we have a massive announcement is, you know, coming on the 27th, right? Like, something like that would have been more fun. But again, I digress. I'm just a guy. I don't really, you know, it's not like I have the right to say nothing. At the end of the day, they're the mega corporation that, you know, has all the money and resources to do whatever they want. I just think the money would be better invested back into their employees, into, like, you know, the company, into their projects instead. That's personally what I think, but maybe I'm just the dude who's weird. So yeah. That pretty much should summarize that, though. I think that's pretty much it for today. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this little video, and I'll be seeing you all in the next one. Peace out.